incredibly low-tech setup for the camera. There's a microphone, but I can't get it to hook up properly anymore. This is my setup, guys. Nice and simple, vertical mouse, regular mouse. Fancy mice are all up there, but if you drop the MX, it will break eventually. So the buttons don't respond properly anymore. And those things, they're a little too expensive to be dropped and to buy over and over again. So I'm not buying them anymore. I just buy the cheap mice, and I've got a drawing tablet, and I'm good to go for now. So I've had a little issue with the sound where the sound, I turned it off, turned it back on, and then it wouldn't come back on. And I couldn't quite figure out why that was. And right now, it seems to me that the whole sound system is turned off, and yet I see the little thingy go up and down. So I need to test this. How is it that you just forget that you're wearing them? These are the AirPods Pro. My wife gave them to me as a present for Christmas, and they are amazing. As much as I love my Anchor Soundcore devices, which are also, great price with a good sound. These take the noise canceling to a whole nother level. And I don't, I used to have the in-ear before, so I don't actually mind, especially when the noise cancellation is this good, which at the office sometimes is needed. And also, in this apartment, we just have one of those really noisy air conditioning units, not one of those really silent ones. And that was kind of the bummer when we moved into this place. Despite all the amenities and the incredible view, that pushed us over the edge of close. Oh. In other news, it's a Thursday. It is time to get back into the swing of things and update a little bit more often. And I'm wrecked. Just got a sore throat. My schedule has been all over the place because I'm covering for someone else on the weekend, so I have to work this weekend as well. So now is my weekend, Thursday and Friday, which I was so looking forward to, but now I'm just like I really just want to go to bed. It just really hurts. So I got ginger, gotta make some tea. I'll only have one coffee with a dog here somewhere. And let's quickly set up. So after my little update last weekend, where I filled in the blanks for the last couple of months, where I just kind of went off the beaten path, I stopped the Escape from Techtropolis 2D platformer video game in the Unreal Engine because I got stuck. I couldn't package it, and the whole, I just been working towards making a finished little game. Just no matter how basic and not very pretty. I just wanted to have an app on my desktop that I can press play on to see how that worked, and I couldn't get that done. So there's loads more information about that, especially if you're on a Mac Mini. I suggest you go watch that video. This could be very helpful for you. In the meantime, since I went off the beaten path, I learned a whole bunch of things, and right now, I am in a new game, a new project called The Adventurer, which is a top-down 2D video game. And let me just see if I can get my controller linked up. For some reason, the Xbox controller always has to be plugged in first. Doesn't have to be plugged into the Mac, just power. Otherwise, it just dies immediately, even if it has charge. Weird, right? Things you learn. Okay, let's have a quick little. Let's annoy myself first. one of the dialogue HUD things that animates. When I play in a window like this, it doesn't seem to. First of all, why is it a tiny window? And second, where is my mouse? It restarts that. Why is it tiny? This is the annoyance. Like, stuff just happens where, like, I'm playing in that view the whole time, and like things go wrong with the dialogue, and it's fine. And then I play on this monitor only because I'm making a recording. So I've learned that having both at the same time makes things very choppy. And then you get this tiny little pop-up window. Okay, so one thing I've done is the enemies pause, they freeze in place when I'm having a conversation. So we have a dialogue set up. He gives me the bow, it floats down from the heavens. The responses don't do anything. And then he comes back to life. Let's quickly get that bow and the key. Right? I also added a little instruction for, well, just about everything right now. Because I don't know how to set up what they did in the Defender project that I'm using for the dialogue system and the save system. It can actually tell whether you're on a gamepad or the mouse and keyboard. But then, of course, different consoles have different schemes and naming conventions for the buttons. So I made that little thingy, little picture, because I figured, like, well, you don't have to have a profile picture. You can just use it for something else. Working, this is where I'm at. I've got a little Bink, copyright purposes. We're trying to avoid getting shut down. So we've got a little top-down game going, thanks to the Cobra Code top-down RPG course that you can find yourself on Udemy if you want to check the link down below. It's not a sponsored link, so don't worry about supporting this channel or anything. Just a regular old-fashioned link. And you can make the exact same, except for the 3D doors and the dialogue system and that stuff. Also, I made some funky modifications so that where the arrow collides and where the player collides is not quite the same. I love it. So, where were we? What was I up to? Got a bigger playing field, made a bigger playing area. That was one of the things I was going to do. Let's make this a little larger so you guys can read along, I guess. Let's see. These are my notes. As you can see, I need to take that copy. Quite a lot of things I had to do in order to get this. Yeah, this is another one of those things. Just like the Pi editor window, I had set up the sorting of characters based on an axis, which one is going to be the foreground and the background, and it worked. And then I changed something and it stopped working, and now it won't work again. So I tried coming up with a workaround because I really, enjoy the look, but it didn't work. Okay, let's put this here, and then let's put the Unreal Engine all the way down on the bottom. Can I make this a little bit smaller? It's actually a console command thing. I don't know how to operate this. I just saw this on, somewhere on Google. And now when I hover over something with my mouse, if I want to see more information, I'll just have to go back down there and undo it. But you don't get that huge pop-up the whole time, which is just annoying. What else have I got going? Okay, I needed to go back. The save game with keys should be working. I was in the process of making a door, and I've made a door before. What just happened? I've made a door before for the platforming game, which was I was very proud of that achievement, making a door that opens with a key and that gives off instructions when you walk up to it. I like the idea of making a little game where there's plenty of hand-holding and instruction for new beginning players. And at the same time, if you know what you're doing, you can just completely ignore everything. You can just only go for the dialogue and just ignore hints. And, you know, it's like you play how you want to play. So the first thing was, I'll make this door, and then, okay, so first things first. There's a door here that closes with this event. So I've made a collision box that adds in the level blueprint, which is always hidden here. So it adds, you get this from Defender, and you go, I can basically open and close that door. I say that, but this is the dialogue. This coffee is not working. I really am sick, guys. Just it's hiding. Okay, let's put these guys a little closer together. Let's give this a comment. Hitting C, and then make this a bit larger. Color. Level events. So this is a collapsed node, and then it shows you that it freezes the player, disable input. This is the gray block that I'm using as a door, get world location. This is the timeline, and then it's called lerping. So it interpolates between two different positions, of which only the z-axis is different. So it goes up and it goes down. So that's one thing I've done. The amount of time I was in Unreal Engine before I learned that levels have their own blueprints and where to find them. Yeah, there's a lot to learn. Okay, so this is one door. This is the mesh for the other door. Put them in the one folder. Some of these. I'm hiding the collision. So I'm very enamored with 2D and 3D and mixing it up. But the next project in the Cobra Code course is really going to dig into that. And I wasn't ready to let go of what we have built that was just 2D. So I started experimenting a little bit, which you can see in the near the end in the time lapse at the previous video I made this week. Be sure to check that out. And I started experimenting with more textured planes, like this one right here. You can just add more to a level. You can do more tile mapping for the walls, and you can just add them in, and you can create it, like a PlayStation 1 era 3D effect, which I think is kind of cool. However, I find that my imagination latches onto this a little too much, and it uses up too much of my time just thinking about it. And so I think for this version, we should simply let go of that. And we should simply make a 2D door. And once we can get all of that working, and we can get all the mechanics working of like a typical Legend of Zelda 2D game, then we're going to expand and make things more complicated with adding lots of 3D. I think that's the better way of handling the scope of this project and make sure that we can finish it. Even though in the meantime, we can actually push it. All right. We'll just see where we are at. I have to make sure that from time to time I actually stop recording, because I've had it happen already where the recording just freezes for some reason in the middle, so you lose so much. That's just a waste. So and I say that, and then suddenly I have the thought of plugging in my iPhone, because I thought like, well, maybe I can make a separate recording just in case something fails. But my iPhone is low on battery, so I need to plug it in. Plugs in straight into OBS. So I guess we can also use this camera and just mix and match. So what happens if I turn on this one? Whoa. Still, that works. So I could just switch it up. I think what I was explaining how we're going to make an actual door. Let's see. Let's just VP animated dialogue. VC parent. Let's put this one here. My key instance. One panel to that one. Dialogue screen. No. Okay. Close tabs to the right. It's very messy in Unreal Engine. All right. We've got the basic dialogue parents. We can still have interaction. Yeah. We're not going to use that one. We have one already. It's right here. So Let's just drag out one of these old men. I want a door that is shut. The player approaches to talk to the door. That is an NPC. Open door. Open door. And then a branch, use key. Use key on that. Now the trick is, if the player does not have a key, nothing should happen except locked. Or a dialogue. Fantastic. If only I had a key. Maybe this is out. Maybe this goes in. So that inner monologue? Inner monologue. That's not that. Speaking of correcting typos, how about this one? Or this one? Oh God. Okay, so I don't understand what's happening, except that my Logitech appears to have shut down. And I'm just not gonna waste too much time thinking about it. We'll just go with this one. And just like the sound not working properly, it must have something to do with the dock. But I just plugged the mouse directly into my Mac Mini and it works again. So I think maybe iPhone video feed, Logitech video feed, and other things all on this dock and can't handle it. That's what I'm thinking. Was it actually plugged in? See, I just said I'm not going to worry about it and just leave it. Yeah, so we want to have an inner monologue. And we want to be able to talk to the door and have this inner monologue. So that when we have a key, it changes up and we can open it up. So in other words, this particular door NPC needs to check first if the player has the key. with the NPC. Let's open this up. Okay. The NPC 1. Okay. Where can I find this one? Okay. Let's make a child. Or make a copy. Make a child. Now let's make a copy. Let's see. Friends. Remember there was a shortcut, like was it Shift Command P? Okay. BP Dia NPC 1. There we go. Duplicate. Or just filtering, of course. There we go. Viewport. So this is basically a thing. Another thing I need to fix. Indicator. We can do that. It's fine for now. When you go to the old man NPC, it's kind of obvious that you can talk to him. So you might just start mashing the buttons. But it should have an indicator. And the defender comes with an indicator, which I believe I disabled. I didn't like the look of it or something. Door sound. So I'm not actually sure if you guys can hear the sound effects. Oh no. Okay, so that's not too bad. I can live with that. It is well done. What if there's a toggle to just make the UI this big? So if you don't want that, it just goes away. And why is it? But it's always visible. When in the previous game I was making, this other project, I actually had it set up. That was one of the conditions. Okay. All right. I had. Okay. Why is this not working anymore? This large box is the show indicator box. Or is it maybe because I set it invisible? Okay. We go to the fender, we go to blueprints, we go to BPM. So here we are. I made that over here. I need to go to the event graph, which is where all the code is. On component begin open up. This is what we want to check out. So only when you're nearby should the triangle pop up. Let's play a plot. So this is incorrect, I think. Okay, one more time. See, it's disappeared now. It's probably because I toggled the visibility on. That's the thing. There's not anything collecting. No, it's not. Okay. Okay, back here. Okay, we'll just drag this one out. I just might mess up some other stuff. Or not. Let's just try it. So what the Fender team had. So up here is data table. Well, I had set this up. So this is like 2 months ago already. So what I had set up is a box to only show the triangle when you're near, but I have based it off the play of pawn. So maybe that is the issue right now. So like this. Let's find out. Close the door. Oh, look who wants to play. Nothing. Okay, let's do some old-fashioned troubleshooting. This is true. Print. Visible. Like that. So nice and easy. See, it doesn't respond at all. So normally up there in the corner, there should be a little text. I'll begin playing. And I added this one. So let's use it again. Compile, save. So this is how I spend most of my time. Just testing and testing again. Okay. So I'm just switching from keyboard to keyboard and mouse to controller. Hey guys. No biggie. Nothing comes on screen. Not the one. We compile, we save, we try again. Close the door. Nothing. No response. Odd. Okay. Let's just turn up the sound for the monitor. I'm curious if that means you guys can hear the sound effects in a second. Bit miffed. Hmm. Collision. But it worked before, so why wouldn't it work now? Overlap. Is there something different about the collision with my 2D character? That could be it. That could be it. Okay, blueprints, characters, new base, zone chart. Okay. Um, well, these two are the same. Overlap is common. What if it's just something hit the text like that? Nothing. Maybe it's this query. Close that door. Yes. I knew I turned it off somehow, but I couldn't remember if it was just the visibility. So now it only shows up when you're near. See? There isn't much time in between, so we can close this one. We can make it a bit bigger, capture interaction. Make it 90. Indicator, get rid of the filter. Let's make this 90, 60. And let's move it just like this. Just this. It's visible. Press play, get the controller, let's test again. So I should be getting near. See? Triangle. If you're close enough. Goldmine. Triangle. Closer. The let me see interaction widget thing. Okay, so mystery solved. So now we want this to be not a, this is, I remember this being hidden away somewhere in the recesses of the Defender folder in the user interface. Anyway, let's see. Defender. All right, we close this one. We look for Defender. Widget BP. So something very particular. What if we just type in the chat? This is the original. Because I changed the color. Okay, let's open this up. Indicator frame. I don't actually know how they indicate an arrow. This is the one. Okay. I wonder if we want to get to. We will get to it. interaction. Okay, found it. So the texture, this is the texture sample, final color. It's this one, the material. Okay, let's not get things mixed up. Then interaction. Material. There's the material. It uses P. Interaction. Something. Triangle. Picture sample. T interaction indicator. We want to have a look at this one. But this one, oh no, okay, so it is a triangle. It's just too zoomed in for the thumbnail. Okay, that's confusing. Okay, so we found this one. So we can replace this one. We can replace this one with a balloon. I think we should be golden, right? It's on texture group default. I don't know what this means. Okay. See interaction. Okay. How big is? How big is that texture? Does it say anywhere? Okay. All right. Time to walk the dog, and I'll be right back. Something, and I forgot what. It wasn't the door. Is this actually working? Okay. Yeah. Oh, it's doing the thing again. See that? Again, off to Portion Land. Sprite is happening. Every time I go into Sprite, it's like it has its own settings. Here you go. Oh my God, look at this. Look at this. Bullshit. Why would I do that? I haven't done that. Monitor. Just full. Full. Back, forward, full. Okay. All right. Cool. Is it G? Opening. Okay. Next. While this boots up, I'm going to make a cup of tea. All right. Let's see if this works. Is mine. It's all from the course I did. So didn't get too attached to any of it, even though some of it was kind of cool. Okay,